You see, it's just gone 5 o'clock in the morning now, and perhaps you could hear the birds on the recording. I haven't reheard what I said yet. But I, again, had a dream. In the dream I was going to be preaching. And somehow I delayed starting the service. They were all waiting, the place was full, and a big church, and lots of very ordinary people. And I launched off into, finally, talking to them. I bounded in with enthusiasm, literally into the room. But I actually had nothing to say. And I knew I had nothing to say, and I knew it was saying nothing to them. And I sort of turned on a few more lights, and these switches, strange, they, instead of turning on the light, they caused the room to rock, and I thought, well, that's an amazing switch. I wonder why they leave it there where anyone could operate these switches. And I turned them back to something stable again, and I was getting nowhere, you see, in this talk, in this sermon, in this leading of the service. I was not able to lead it. It was going nowhere. I was saying nothing. So I woke up with this unsatisfactory situation. And I thought, well, I've got a wrong frame of mind. Do I do the Kriya? I did automatically. I just, wasn't saying any sort of mantra or anything. I just did the breathing, triangular breathing, you know. I found I was counting instead of saying some inspiring words. And that was all right. It was going on while I was fixed on, my attention was fixed on this problem of not being able to get back into spiritual gear. And of course I knew, well, if I listen to my recordings, or get back to my recordings, YouTube recordings, on my phone, reading what I've got to prepare for publishing, or I say reading, listening to, or actually dictating, I will be all right. So I picked up the phone, flicked on to ones I wanted to check, which I'm already processing on the computer, but I hadn't actually quite published yet. So I'm checking to make sure they're okay. I listened to the first one of these that I did yesterday. May have been the day before now. And, yeah. Well, I feel more like it now. I'm more in harmony. I'm more alive spiritually. I'm beginning to be on track. I thought I must listen to it again. I don't think you got that much out of it, Marshall. So I start to listen to it again, and I think, okay, this is harping on about love. Perhaps I should say something about it. And I started with a sentence or two that's on this recording. Let me just check them again. And what has happened? I've held forth for 4 or 5 minutes. Well, it's got me on something that I feel is of value to us, which is to remind us when you're not in the right mood, you can get back into it. And it's not through thinking what's wrong and analysing what's wrong. It's through going back to your best company. My best company is recording, loving you, helping, suggesting what will help, Do you see I'm suddenly alive again? I'm outward flowing in my creativity. I've come to help. And when I feel I'm being a help, I'm showing the way. I'm so encouraged. I'm now the person I wish to be. A helper. Someone contributing to the goodness that we all experience. How is it achieved when you're in a mindless, blank state of not achieving? Good company, good surroundings, the company you love, the company that brings you joy, the person you get on well with, the activity that you've found to always be a blessing so often in the past. You know, the reading that inspires you, the activity, the occupation that you associate with peace and joy and creativity and happiness and harmony. Might be gardening, if that's what brings you joy. Might be walking or talking to people, meeting people. Might be sailing. Might be playing some game. You are drawn to and must remember that what you are drawn to are the things that you found work for you. And that revisiting transforms your mind and your inclination, your joy, your hope and intention. Never underestimate the importance of choosing the best company, the best media, the best pastime, the best environment that achieves what you value in life. And what you value in life will be steered by how the world affects you. And you choose that which affects you the way you value and appreciate. So of course the answer is to choose good company, good activity, good practice, and what is defined as good, that which brings you joy and happiness. Love. Love is what you value. The good cooperation and creative help of all of us working together. And those that don't wish to be part of that goodness, you leave out unless they want to be part of it. They're going to destroy it. You must be very clear about this. It's not that you're not willing to love and help, and you reach out in love and help. But to have them close and part of your world that you turn to when you need help is not a good idea. You must turn to those and that which brings you help, which brings you rescue, which puts you in good frame of mind, which helps you to be the person you delight in being. You see, you can only love that which loves and helps you as you see it. This is your God, necessarily. Must have those attributes of being loving and kind, especially to you. So we are blessed with what we have seen to be selfishness. We're blessed with self-interest. An enlightened self-interest that realizes my joy and happiness and life turns on the love and the cooperation of others. An effective society, a fellowship that works. A continual supply of help and encouragement from others. And it's those others that you should be seeking out. Of course you look for a lovely partner. Of course you look for children. Of course you look for a good neighbourhood. Of course you want prosperity. And the spiritual life is recognizing how it is gained. It's gained by giving help to others, for they then spontaneously know that you are the person that should be included in their circle to bring them joy and happiness and the life they want, just as you do. This is the glory and the loveliness of the host of heaven. They are of a mind and purpose that do this very well. And it's there because of the equivalent mind and goodness of their God, who has this disposition from the very beginning to create us and have us working in a harmony, a family, a fellowship of joy and peace and provision and creativity, love, kindness, fun, pleasure, life. I am come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. This is our God. And we could not exist long with any other. And it's finding out more and more clearly who our God really is for such an eternity of loveliness to be. So we are to love the Lord our God with all our heart, soul, mind and strength, and he is the personification of all we value. How will you achieve this? I can tell you, whatsoever is good and lovely. Think on these things, court these things, abide with these things. Focus on these things, for they are transforming your world into goodness and loveliness. So we love the Lord our God, the one that personifies everything that does bring us value. And in the experience of doing so, we become clearer and clearer what brings value and what destroys. And what do? We choose the good and reject the evil, of course. Anyone could have told you that's the best thing to do. Anybody. Anyone that's still alive. Even the depressed could tell you that. Bless you. And if they can't, it's a tragedy. And our heart goes out to them, and we want with all our heart to rescue them, because we know that they could be part of our joy. Not just a blessing to us, but a blessing to themselves by being so. So we have a great desire to be sent. So our God sent us. He's the God of mission, of rescue, who rescues the poor soul that needs all that we have. And we're inspired to do likewise, for we know that the path to eternal life and joy is more and more wonderful, harmonious life. We are building the host of heaven. Because we're children of God, it's in us to do it. We are blessed with a selfishness that is informed, that's wise, that has understanding, that knows infinitely more is gained by a trillion people in harmony than anything else. And that's why society was so important, like to the Hebrew people. That, being warring tribes was no good. There needs to be harmony, something that would unite. They united by seeing themselves as of a common blood. All born from Abraham. What absolute nonsense. We're all born from Adam. Make-believe. A very good make-believe. Nonsense or not. For if we believe in a oneness, we start to cooperate so much the more. And instead of seeing others as alien, to be consumed in our quest for happiness and joy and life, we find them a place where they're part of the cooperative welfare of all. Welcome to the kingdom of heaven. We have a great desire to love and include and to benefit those around us, that we all benefit the more by so doing. So God does a greater thing in us than through us. It's not rocket science, is it? In making you happier, I play with you. And your playing with me as a consequence makes me happier. We have a lovely day together. Shall we play together again tomorrow? That's a good idea. It's as simple as that. Love you, Dad, Heavenly Dad. Dad who personifies all that I understand to be good. Show me thy ways that I understand better, Lord. Be more and more part of your glorious family. Love you, Dad. Thank you so much, Dad. Do you see? One God with many children, all learning, all playing together. Thank you, Dad. So how has this turned out? I was in a state of void from the dream when I woke up. I sought good company, activity that I know blesses. And what's the result? 18 coming up to 19 minutes of blessing. Yet another brick in the kingdom of heaven, placed in the right place, part of an endless structure of well-being. And I'm flying again. So you know the way, don't you? You are the way, I am the way. We know how to choose life and we choose it. We seek good company. Good company is everything. It will rescue you from all the difficulties of life and any death that stalks you will be well fended off by the good company and good practice that you understand to be. So we choose to love the Lord our God with all our heart, soul, mind and strength. For we'd be mad and utterly illogical, stupid, a fool to do otherwise. need rescue, and we've a mind to rescue, for we want all life to be blessed in the same way. How lovely. And I'm back on track. Why am I back on track? Because I chose the company that I know and understand to be good. And you need to do the same. Always be on guard that you are so well purposed. Bless you. And you will be blessed and are blessed. Thank you, Dad. Do you see the dilemma in my service in the dream? My preaching? I had nothing to say. And now I've said it all. All the material just flooded into my mind through opening the door, choosing good company, good media in this case, a situation where I can be part of blessing. I chose my way of understanding I could bless others, my recordings. So I gravitated this morning after 5 o'clock towards that. And it's now 5:33 and I'm flying, and I have another recording that's most worthy of being published. A blessing. Thank you, Dad.